am I? How's it going, everybody? I'm Gio, and this is Scenic Views. Today we're talking really quickly. Before we get into anything, first I have to apologize for the lighting. It's late. I don't have the setup. A lot of stuff has been dropping, haven't been able to keep up, and I finally have time to respond to at least one of them. And the one that I really want to talk about is I'm Batman. Ben Affleck, no longer playing Batman. News has come out that Warner Brothers is now trying to figure out the future of their franchise, with Ben Affleck possibly leaving the franchise. What happened? What does this mean? Okay, so without getting too much into it, first and foremost, I find this ironic for myself because when Ben Affleck was first cast as Batman, I really didn't care. I was amongst the fan group that just cried out in anguish, like, why? Why? But I got on board once footage started coming out, once trailers started coming out. And then after watching the movie, you could arguably say that that was the best part of Batman v Superman. His role was captivating, and he was by far the best rendition that we got on camera to date. Now, you can make your argument for the other ones, but this one was really, really good as far as the brutalness and just the sheer fear that this kind of Batman would install into Gotham citizens. So now here we are getting excited. We see Batman v Superman. We see Dawn of Justice. The Justice League trailers are coming out. And for whatever, again, however you feel about the other movies, we're excited to see the Justice League. And we know that Batman is leading the charge, or with Wonder Woman and blah, blah, blah. And then we get news that after Justice League, there's a good chance that Ben Affleck won't be Batman anymore. Now, this is really weird because in the beginning when this whole deal took place, it was one of those deals that I think Warner Brothers had in mind for Ben Affleck to direct the standalone Batman movie long before we knew that there was going to be a standalone Batman movie. Many people were speculating that this was going to happen, that after they casted him for Batman v Superman, that they were going to at least let him direct and do his own thing. Say what you want about Ben Affleck, but he is a phenomenal director, to say the least, and he's Academy Award winning. So I think the guy knows how to direct the movie. Now, you can make an argument that statues don't mean anything, but in this industry, for certain people, it's enough to get you in talks to direct a big franchise like this and for somebody to put a budget behind you. So now he's the one who's going to be directing the movie. And so I found it interesting that now, after Live by Night, all these rumors started coming out about trouble behind the scenes. What it seems like to me is that the not so well received Live by Night movie and how well it did at the box office, or how well it didn't do at the box office, might have affected Warner Brothers' view on maybe how much control they want to give him over this project. Now, really quick, Ben Affleck is a fanboy of this project, and if anybody's a Batman fan, and if anybody respects the source material, it's this guy. So this guy's going to give us a faithful rendition, and I was very curious to see how he was going to build this movie and how he was going to build this character within the realm of the world that we recently got with Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, and how the DCEU it was going to build their cinematic realm. I was looking forward to it. Even after the fact that he was no longer said to direct it, Matt Reeves came on, and for those who don't know, Matt Reeves is the one who just recently directed The War of the Planet of the Apes and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. He took over the franchise from the first director, and he did a phenomenal job with that franchise. Matt Reeves can direct, so I don't have an issue with that. Matt Reeves directing, Ben Affleck being Batman. Although I do take issue with the fact that if Live by Night had anything to do with how Warner Brothers was going to now let Ben Affleck take care, or how he's going to handle this movie, then I have an issue, because Warner Brothers from day one has been extremely reactionary in everything they do. They've been trying to play catch up with Marvel for so long that they announce this massive game plan of movies like Marvel, and then half of them don't even come true. They're constantly rewriting the shit because this movie didn't do well. We have to do this. It's too dark. And they didn't stick with their plan. Stick with the plan. Stop constantly doing things. Stop trying to live up to Marvel. Let Marvel do their own thing. Quick side note, in my opinion, they probably should have just let off with Man of Steel, then followed up with the Batman standalone movie, and end that probably with his reaction on what was taking place in Metropolis, then lead to Batman v Superman, then lead to Wonder Woman, then lead to Justice League, and then build it. But when you announce that you're going to do this massive franchise and you come out with this big show and then it falls apart, you just look stupid. Stick with a plan and go with it. we're going to want to see what comes out either way because we're fans of the property, but stop being so reactionary. And I think that's what makes Marvel so good, because they had a plan, they stuck with it, and when they need to adjust, they adjust. But they know their overall goal, and they're not waiting for the fans to tell them what they want, because they know how to give service to the fans. And I think Warner Brothers is trying to catch up. And so if Live by Night had anything to do with the recent events that took place behind the scenes, then I would say that's pretty stupid. Because you could, just because you have one bad movie doesn't mean you should really pull away. Anyways, without going into too much of a rant, hey cat, my cat's here. So anyways, without going into too much of a crazy rant, Ben Affleck is now said to not be attached to the Batman movie, and that there's a good chance that they might be segueing him out. So what does that mean for the future franchise? We've got Batman up until this point. Now with the standalone Batman, if Affleck is not involved, does that mean we're going to get somebody else to play Batman? And who's it going to be? Is it going to be Robin? And is that a smart idea? Should they even still be focusing on a Batman movie? I don't see... I won't say that I don't see good things happening. I just am so confused as to what's going on. Now, I will say that if Ben Affleck had personal things and he wanted to step away, then as a human, acting aside, we got to respect that. The man has a personal life, so we should probably respect that. But if it's because of the quarrel or because of something that's going on behind the scenes, and Warner Brothers is so involved that they're micromanaging, and then he stepped back and somebody else directed, and then he came in and then he stepped back even more and he wanted nothing to do with the project, I just think it's a missed opportunity. And in my opinion, it just continues to leave us faithless in what DC is doing. Now, am I going to end up still watching the movie? Probably. I'm very curious to see how this is going to tie into the overall cinematic universe. But I still think that this is not encouraging news. This is probably the last thing I wanted to hear. Now, there are probably others who probably speculated about this long before and probably knew this. There are those out there who definitely said after Justice League, he's walking away. And then there's some of us like me who thought that to probably be true, with the inkling of hope that it wouldn't be. But now that it's looking like it's most definitely true, I don't know where I stand. I don't know. So what do you guys think? Are you guys excited for this news? Do you guys think this is a good thing? This is a bad thing? What are your thoughts on it? Again, this is just my collective rant real quick. I didn't have enough time to really collect what I wanted to say. It was just last minute. I decided to get up, turn on the camera, and really talk about it. I was going to wait till tomorrow, but as you can see, I don't have Manny here. But I had to. I had to rant a little bit. And so, what do you guys think? We've been in the chat talking back and forth, a few of us, and really speculating. But what are your thoughts on it? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Is there still hope for the project? Who knows? Anyways, leave it up to you guys. But please, above all else, like, dislike, subscribe, or send us an email at scenicviewsmovienews@gmail.com. And we'd love to answer your questions. Thank you so much for the participation that you guys have been showing thus far as this page is growing. We're very excited. Definitely looking forward to more to come. There's definitely so much more to talk about. Spawn, Hey Arnold, and a few other things that have been showing up on my feed. Anyways, what do you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe, don't forget. And as always, it's been fun. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey with us, and we look forward to growing it more and talking more movies and speculating and all these crazy things. I'm going to shut up now because it's late and I probably should go to bed.